one of the main points is that everyone just drinks the wine versus when you gave me my time there, they didn't swish the wine in their mouth to allow it to aerate as well in your mouth. You want to be able to feel the acid. Acid is basically the same mouthfeel as if you just bit a lemon. So how high of that feeling do you feel with this wine? If it's low or if it's high, right? So imagine water is low or no acid, and then high acid would be lemonade or lemon water, right? So that's what you want to, that's gargling, swish.
Swish.
That's not it.
Swish.
That's not it. That's not it.
Okay, you better edit that. Edit that.
You just want to like rotate.
Okay, so wait a minute.
And then
Come on,
also,
man.
you know why?
Try to take
Also,
this serious.
you were, because you didn't have enough space, because I don't know if you saw, I actually allowed a little bit of air to get in. You couldn't have opened your mouth.
Yeah, you had like way too much.
You was able to open your mouth while you was doing all that?
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so
You
wait
gotta
a
have a little
minute.
bit.
So you just gotta have a little.
You should be able to.
Yeah.
So you should be able to have just
I'm
enough.
not doing that. I'm over here. I'm gonna look like a toddler. Drizzling over.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, we
We
don't
need you to have the swirl going.
Oh, man.
Swishing it. And you do it basically what you're doing in the glass, but you're trying to repeat that in your mouth. You want to feel if the wine has any tannins. You want to be able to feel that effect. And then that goes back to food pairing. What food would go well with what dish?
Dad, we're almost there.
Today's episode is sponsored by Slice Pizzeria. Slice Pizzeria is located at 2007 Genesee Street, Utica, New York.
We here. Let's go. Back again. Back again. We always back again.
Yeah. that's the slogan.
That's the slogan.
Back again.
Back again.
Copyright that.
We gotta put that on the T.
Write that down.
We gotta put that on the T. Yeah, but we back again, man. It's 2BPOV. And we got a special guest in the building.
As usual.
Special guest. We always got a special guest, but this one's a real special one. We got a nice conversation coming up for y'all. But before we introduce our guests, let's introduce the podcast. If you never tuned in before, I'm one half of 2BPOV, your man Ed Blackshear.
Yes, sir. And I'm your boy G Brown, aka G.
Yeah, man. And we got a celebrity. We said?
I said it. I'm saying I feel like I'm next to a celebrity. Even though we're in a small town of upstate, Syracuse, central New York, and she's from the bigger city. I know you see people like celebratory, but I look at you as a celebrity.
I'll take it.
So salute to you.
We got Cha McCoy.
Cha
McCoy. Round of applause, everybody. Who in the building?
Live studio.
Now we here alone. We got a few folks in the background, but we here alone. She gave us the blessing of doing this show here. I'm so excited to be here. I'm happy to be here. Thank you very much for having us.
Yeah, we at her spot, the Communion.
Yes,
Wine and Spirits. Downtown Syracuse.
Yes.
Downtown Syracuse. Nice little spot.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Yes, you're very welcome.
We got cheers off camera. Must be the cheers off
Okay,
camera.
officially.
Yeah, official cheers.
Salute.
We already started, but we're here then.
Yeah.
Don't even tell nobody I've been sipping this thing, baby. And it tastes beautiful too.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, good, because you both said you had two different
Yeah.
styles. So sometimes that's the hardest part of the job is finding, especially when people come in together,
Yes.
one that's going to be palatable, or pleasant to everybody.
Yes.
So that's good. Look, you heard it here. This is the one to get.
Yeah.
Everybody loves it.
Yes. This is difficult for me because even though I said I don't like dry, this is giving me a little bit of dry,
It is dry.
and I like
It
it.
is.
It is
like it.
dry.
I like it. I
And
like it.
you're the one
It's
who
my
likes
style.
sweet.
I am.
He likes.
Oh, you like sweet.
I like dry.
You
It's
don't
my
like
skin
it.
right
That's
here.
what it was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, let's. I wrote down some of her accolades.
Oh, my boy. was
Not the
ready.
resume.
I'm
He
a little
giving it out.
bit of a journalist.
Okay, let's do it.
Tap in. Let him know. Yeah.
Giving research.
No.
She's a public speaker.
Public speaker.
I learned the other day with a Somali. I'm saying this right, a sommelier.
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 Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That was
Sommelier.
traveler, world traveler.
Definitely
right?
don't know. You giving me words.
Tra-
What is it?
You're a traveler, right?
That's not what sommelier is, though.
That's not what it is?
No.
What is it?
Sommelier is a wine steward. You only, that's someone in wine. So
it's got
I'm looking at the wrong word then. Top 40, under 40 tastemakers of wine. Enthusiast.
Yes.
And the cherry bomb, 100 ones to watch.
Yeah. Keep going.
It's tourism, gastronomy.
There we go.
Hospitality.
Come out.
She got a lot of hospitality experience, education, and training.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, she's been on, and that's been NBC.
Yeah, A Good Day America with Al Roker.
You met Al Roker?
Yeah, I had him drink New York wine, which is also great. He started singing too. He's in a New York state of mind. As soon as he drank the wine, I was like, "This is what we need."
That's
lit.
That's lit. Well, look, for the accolade for Upstate, right? You went to Oswego.
Yes.
So I feel like anything Al Roker. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
They didn't know that.
Educate us then. Keep doing more
That's
stuff.
crazy.
Educate to be
Listen,
POV.
we from the other side of Upstate. We from Utica.
Yeah.
So it's you say Oswego?
That's cool.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's one of those things when you find out, especially. I actually don't know where Al Roker's from, but I don't think he's from up here. But when people go to school upstate, I feel like you end up having a different love for like New York as a state, even though you may be from New York City. So I think it takes, whether you go to Binghamton or Albany or Buff, a lot of us, once you come up here for school, this is an opportunity to like actually change the idea of what we think of. I'm going upstate. When you're from New York City, like, oh yeah, he upstate. That meant something completely different when you from New York City. So I think that from where I'm from, if someone said they upstate, we actually was able to change the narrative with going upstate me.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of people like from New York who come up here and expect something else. Because I went to school, obviously up close by, and a lot of people from New York, all different types of folks here. And they get a new appreciation for what upstate is, you know what I'm saying? It's definitely different.
Yeah.
But other than that, I met so many people from downstate who come upstate.
And then everybody in New York City don't know you call us downstate. So that's also new to us.
Yeah,
that's a new language.
It is.
People would like downstate, what's that mean? That doesn't translate in New York City.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
There's only upstate. So
every time I say Utica, I gotta explain
what the greens are, because I'm still trying to figure out what the Utica greens are.
Oh, Utica greens?
Yeah, what is that?
Oh, those is lit.
Oh, Utica greens, the Italian.
The Italian green.
That's what that means?
That's pretty much Italian style of making
it's green that's originated from Utica, New York. Yeah. But it's like made a certain way, spicy. It's got like prosciutto. It's got like cheese, Parmesan cheese. Yeah, but it's good. I mean, I haven't had it in a while.
Is this going on for real?
Yeah,
that was a sister look in the green.
It's different.
It's like when they put the raisins in the.
It ain't like that. It ain't like that.
I can understand the similarity. Like, what's that? You're never coming back to the club.
Yeah, it's one of those moments for me.
Yeah.
So next party. Okay.
Utica greens. Tap in. If you here, so you go to Avocoli's, they got the best ones.
Okay.
In Syracuse?
Yeah, they got the best ones.
I've never tried this.
Yeah, so Avocoli's, tap in.
I used to tell
whenever I hear Utica, I put greens next to it because I know that's like Utica, Utica greens. They're like, what? Like, hungry? Like, why are you bringing that up? I'm like, that's the brand of Utica for me. Utica greens, which is wild. But I think they're doing a great job of promoting that, I would say, here locally.
That's crazy.
For you to say that, they have to have done a great job marketing that. Because we also go for mad foods though.
Yeah, because like Utica, we think about Utica, you be like, tomato pie.
Chicken riggies.
Chicken riggies is from Utica.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's a Utica thing too.
Crazy. Okay. Yeah. Everyone talks about it, but I guess because Utica Greens has Utica in the name, it makes sense for me. So, but I know y'all probably have tons of questions, but I do want to say this is a good point to even say about being from downstate or New York City. When I tell people that like upstate has its own food culture, as someone that's in hospitality, and start naming these types of things, even though I may not know what it is, it's like I'm hearing these names. I swear to you, people are like, well, what? I'm like, when they say, oh, go upstate, make sure you have the fill in the blank. Or when you go to Chicago or you in New Orleans, they always got places to have the Chicago pizza. Have when you're in New Orleans, make sure you get beignet, right? But people wouldn't think, oh, when you go upstate New York, make sure you have what? Apples? Like, Like, what would you say to have? So, but now since I've been here, I'm realizing, oh no, there's like an entire like food culture and scene of I learned what garbage plates were, right? All these things that if I did not come upstate,
you would never know.
I would have never known this like world of food exists. So just wanted to like put a point there, you know, before we like switch the conversation that because that's very heavy from like my perspective when I'm talking about wine and food pairings is like understanding the people, understanding the food that's from the different cities or countries and thinking about what wines go well. So just want to put that out there. That I was like, oh, this has definitely been an experiment for me.
Yes.
Being here and like, oh, I never thought of New York's like upstate New York having its own food scene beyond wings, right? Everyone knows. And to be honest, most people don't even know that like if you really want wings, come upstate. But but those who know, they know. For sure.
You got some good wings too.
Yeah.
You got some good wings.
Yeah.
I haven't had wings in years.
Oh, because you don't eat chicken.
Yeah, I don't eat meat at all.
Oh, okay, that makes sense now. I'm like, wait a minute. You don't eat. I was like, I might not trust him. Yeah. So sorry before y'all get too carried away here. I just wanted to at least kind of like let you know why I was
that's
excited
awesome. This is
to learn about this.
Honestly, this show I want to let you know this is one of them type of shows we can tap into with pretty much anything. We give you your flowers for sure.
Yeah.
Having a dope conversation about anything is pretty much what we do.
Okay.
Want to make that comfortable.
Yeah. Let's get to that though.
But we do have.
So.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold up.
Oh, go ahead.
And she was on High on the Hall.
Oh yeah, she was on.
Why I feel like she is a celebrity. All right. Keep going.
Look it up. Netflix. High on the Hall.
Season 2.
Season 2. Season 2.
Definitely.
Episode 2.
Episode 2. That's in. That's in. B. I might not even watch the whole show. I might just go watch it.
Watch the whole show. And it actually received
the first season
NAACP Image Award. Like, I mean, like, the show was definitely legit.
The show
like,
legit.
Even if I wasn't part of it, the first season for sure was like,
crazy.
Yeah, like, I was like, whoa, this is what we needed. Like, for the culture. Like, this is the work we needed. So,
I agree.
So, to be able to see that body of work, and for those who don't know, High on the Hog is a Netflix documentary. It goes through the food ways of how some of what we have or what we may deem as American culture or food actually all have roots that go back to Africa. So the first season basically is like, oh, you just think, you know, you just eating macaroni and cheese. But, you know, and it kind of breaks down the first chef that's notable for like creating what they call macaroni pie. Wasn't called macaroni and cheese then. And how it was prepared and serviced and where he learned it from. And, you know, so it kind of goes into that history and connects back to, let's say, the Black food hands, the Black chefs, the Black cooks, who actually studied, whether in France or underneath the presidents, etc., in order to service at this fine dining. You know, we're not all just fried chicken and, you know, catfish.
We made things cuisine.
Hot cuisine, as we say. So I think that there is.
Oh man, it's so dope.
And other things, and we put a lot of things on the map, and I feel like that's the purpose of the. I feel like for me, I guess the greatest takeaway from both seasons is really going into that. And in season 2, there is more of a conversation of introducing beverage. And so I'm on one of the episodes that talk about that from a perspective of the Harlem Renaissance and et cetera.
So huge. How does it feel? Let me ask you this question. Because I'm a part of that. You know what I'm saying? When you say that they got to the beverage, even though you say, I know, like we were speaking off camera, how long it took you to do this show. How many days, and then how long for them to put it out there. But being a part of that Harlem Renaissance, like, I know it doesn't seem like much, but your name is rooted through that now. Like, was that something that you like, oh man, was that an all moment or was it something in the moment thing?
Yeah, so I think I'm going to say yes to both because as someone who still feel very green in this industry, there's people who's been in wine for years and, you know, I was invited into Madam C.J. Walker's mansion. And I think that when you, I mean, if it wasn't for that experience and for that show, I wouldn't have not been, you know, invited into, you know, that, just the presence of being in her estate alone.
Oh my God.
First Black millionaire. Not just Black female, Black millionaire. You know, and so to be able to like, okay, this is, you know, this is the ancestors, like, you know, I'm in here, this is where she used to be throwing her parties, that the champagne popping. This is exactly the kind of connection that you want when you're thinking about where do I go in the future. You gotta look back, tap in, and I feel like being exposed to now her granddaughter, I believe it was, who's the one who hosted us for that episode in the mansion. And, you know, I would say that's an experience that the show brought to me. Even if, again, like we talked about, they could film all day, and no matter how much you actually a part of the final episode, that experience will be something I can't, you know, would never forget.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, I was at awe too, because I was reading what you were saying. It was her granddaughter, right?
Mm-hmm.
But being a part of that, I don't know. That could have been like one of those moments. Like opportunities come and they go. Excuse me. And just to be available and to have that opportunity, it had to be one of those like, oh, this is a no-brainer. And yeah, it was proud to see, actually. Yeah. And someone is close. Like I feel like, oh my gosh. That's why I said this is a celebrity. You know what I'm saying? Being this close to a black woman.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Who I can tell other black children or folks who don't have that confidence. Because this is what the show is about. Mm-hmm. We want to make sure we give people those flowers and make sure others who don't believe that there's an opportunity for them. And we're going to get to that too, where it came from. Like, where how did it stem to this? But people need to see people who look like us.
Yeah. See that they can also achieve these things, man.
Yeah. Say, oh, she was on Netflix.
Yeah.
Kids like that, even though, like, to us, you know what I mean, or even yourself.
Yeah.
Like,
or in New York City, as we said.
So
was my cousin.
Yeah. Like, congrats.
Yeah.
Next. But yeah, to see that and to tell somebody like, oh, on Netflix, like that means something to a lot of people. You got to have status to prove or to show value, even though some people you meet might not even be nowhere near the TV scene and have just as high value.
That is also true.
But yeah, that was dope to see.
Thank you for that.
And one more time, what was the show again? Because I think everybody need to check that out.
High on the Hog.
High on the Hog.
I watched the first season of High on the Hog. It's on Netflix. It's a very, very educational, but interesting. Like, it's not a bore.
Yeah.
A lot of people get into education. Sometimes you get drifted off like, oh, we heard this too many times before. But this, for me, I love food, first of all. I love to eat, and I actually like to cook too. So to see where it came from and how people like speak on certain cuisines that we ate, and then even though we try to eat healthier now, a lot of what we ate, it's rooted.
Yeah.
It starts from somewhere. So it's really dope to see.
That's crazy.
I love it, and you were a part of it. So
that's dope.
You're my celebrity friend.
I'll take it.
Hey, the other people, leave that mac and cheese alone. I'm just say that.
We don't like.
Yo, but yo,
when you said,
but let's tap into the history of who you are.
Okay.
Let's tap into the history of who you are. So, where exactly are you from New York City?
I'm from Harlem. I still live there as well. Just got back to Syracuse yesterday.
Tired.
Damn. It's been a week, like I said. So I still split my time between upstate and downstate. I make sure the link goes. And even more specifically, I'm from Lenox Ave. I mean, there's a lot to say about like the neighborhood and how it feels now and gentrification and you know, a lot of people ask me why Syracuse when clearly people will want to one shop buy somebody from Harlem in Harlem. Like, why would you go somewhere else? But can't afford it, you know. Like
it's tough.
Be that obvious, but you know. So I think there is a lot to say about just kind of how I was raised in the neighborhood, and I still love it. But I think there's an energy that whenever I tap in, whenever I'm doing, like, you got to know you're on a sprint mode as soon as you on a I-95, and then like get everything done, and then you got to get back, right? So wherever back is, whether I'm coming upstate or in DC, or I had a client down in Charleston, South Carolina, so whether I was down there, so I'm always everywhere. So, you know, but New York City is still like considered home base for me.
I love Harlem, man.
Yeah.
One of my most special people in the world. I go there every year. My aunt Catherine. She's my only family member. But she lived there by herself. She moved to Harlem like long time ago, like 40, 50 years ago.
Okay.
She lived in the building where they shot me at New Jack City. That was like her.
Okay.
That was like her thing. And she used to always say like
on 7th Avenue.
Yeah. She lived there, and you know she passed away in 2015. But that's why I love Harlem. I go there every year, be with her up in her apartment. whole wheat, chilling. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It looked way different now, like she said. Look, Harlem look way different now when I go there. I be going to see the, I only go there now for the Black Seed Brothers. I like watermelon, so that'd be the only thing I go there for.
You said that on purpose, no?
I mean, he's talking about it before.
Oh.
I didn't know. I didn't know.
Research.
Cause I didn't watch
the most
the show.
research I did.
I didn't watch.
Not just the most research I did.
If I'm being honest.
Yeah, but I literally go there every time I go there. I only go there for that now because
So shout out to
visit
the
her no
brothers
more.
too.
Yeah, Tyrell's my classmate. If you haven't, since I know you didn't see the episode, I don't know if he mentioned it to you. So that's who I'm talking with in the episode.
He
Yeah.
said that. I thought it was like ironic. I was like, damn, I go there all the time.
Yeah.
And that's why I was
Well,
like,
Harlem
she's
is small.
connected to.
Yeah.
Yeah, like yeah. that's
Mad
my
excited.
classmate.
Yeah.
Shout out to my brother Tyrell. Again, another good part about, just being on the show is when they reached out, it was like, oh, Cha, we want to see you in Harlem, and they want to be able to connect the story, right? Especially since I travel so much.
Yes.
So you can film me anywhere really, but it was almost like, how do we make sure it's centered around Harlem and connected to you when there's a lot of people doing great things in Harlem, but not from Harlem. So that was the point, was how do we get somebody that's in the F&B industry who literally is actually born and raised here. My grandfather was born in Harlem. So I feel like there is something about just making sure that that Harlem is cool and everything now. And I'm glad that it's being televised, but it's more or less highlighting people who actually is part of the history. I know what it feels like to be there every day from the from the 80s, the 90s,
Yes.
and actually recognizing what has changed in our food scene.
You see.
When people were scared to get off at 96th Street, that was the cutoff. They would get off the stage. They went, the next stop is 110th. They know they're home, right?
Right.
So the vibe and the culture and everything has changed. And then before that, obviously through my parents as well. But Tyrell, we're from 139th Street more specifically in Harlem. And trying to think of, they got all types of names for it now. The YouTubers is now running around the hood, which is wild to me.
Yeah.
And they named the street that I'm from something. I can't think of it right now. But that's not how it felt, growing up there.
Right.
But I feel like you understand, Big L was shot right here. This,
Yeah.
you understand, when you're like, okay, but there's crime all over New York City. I didn't realize I'm from somewhere that's higher in crime than anywhere else. I just thought it was dangerous everywhere, so that was something different.
But
Today's episode is sponsored by Slice Pizzeria. Slice Pizzeria is located at 2007 Genesee Street, Utica, New York.
So yeah, what were we talking about? Because we totally got off a topic. We really want to talk about the Kid Boys. And like we said, usually we just be talking, man.
It's just a conversation.
No, but yeah.
Conversation. There's a real good energy up in here.
I finished this and
We can keep the party going. That's my man Jesus said, right?
we can keep the party going. D.L. Hughley. Shout out. Thank you. Look at that pour. You see that pour? That's a pour because she know how to pour it.
If I don't know how to pour, they just send me back.
You feel me? That's a pour. You got taught how to pour that.
I got a question. Mm-hmm. So I'll be watching some of these I don't watch some of these wine shows.
Leg on it.
Okay.
What's all the joint
had to
you
look
doing
at
it,
it.
spinning it, flipping it, and doing all that?
Swirling.
Swirling.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's what
swirling.
you be doing too?
Yeah, of course.
So you get I think this is too much. Girl, what you gave me here? This is
That's-
thick.
But you be doing all that?
So what
be
do you
doing all
look
that?
for when you do that as you
Good
looking?
question. So a little fast 101
Okay.
on wine, right? So we call this deductive tasting. So you actually want to evaluate the wine from
Yes.
like a 5-point. I guess I turn them all to S's because it makes it easy to remember, right?
Yes.
So the first S is on sight. So
Sight.
what color is the wine?
Beautiful. It's red to me.
Is this red?
It's looking red to me.
Pink? I don't know.
Pink is better. I mean, like if I pour red wine, wouldn't
Yeah.
you think it would look like this?
Yeah, nah.
No, it wouldn't be
all
dark.
right. So it's definitely
It'll be darker.
It would definitely be darker.
Yes.
Right. So we know for sure it is at least a shade of pink. We have other rosés that are clearly much lighter. In that case, we would even call them blush.
Okay.
This darker one, that's why you called it red.
Mm.
It has more of a, let's say, a more
Body?
deeper hue.
More body?
We didn't talk about body yet. We're gonna talk about body.
Okay, good.
We're gonna talk about body.
Yeah, you know some.
Oh, shoot.
But what color pink? If you had to describe
since
this
you
to
said
somebody on the
pink-
phone, right? And you was like, "Oh, give me the wine. That's the color." And you, like, say, what would you say? What? Like, what would come?
Ooh.
Is there a fruit or a
I can't say it's not candy apple.
Yeah, it ain't
not candy apple?
not
What
candy apple.
kind of color we wanna?
Oh, what would we
Yeah,
say?
you look apple.
What you say?
What color?
Rosé?
I mean, we have a lot of rosés.
This is a darker rosé, I'm guessing.
It is darker rosé, but what would you describe this? We have other rosés. What would you describe this as? Like, would it help to say? You said candied apple.
No, I said it's. I can't call it candy apple because it's not as
I said
dark
it look apple colored
or reddish or
like
apple
red,
color.
red apple.
Or
Yeah,
orchard.
I mean, what about like watermelon?
Yes,
Like, is
I
it
take
like a red pink?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it like watermelon. Yeah.
What does it look like?
Yeah, like watermelon juice.
Like
That works.
watermelon juice, right?
Shout out to Black Seed Watermelon.
Shout out to Black Seed. So I mean, like that is a lot of people think I'm going into like my wine bag. I'm literally just using the most
Simple.
Yes.
Simple
Some
is the
people
best.
overthink wine.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, what color is it? It's more like watermelon pink. That's very clear. That's going to be more
Very.
dark red.
Very.
Versus if I said bubblegum pink or cotton candy pink.
Right, yes.
Or, rose or something.
Yes.
So this case, it helps almost like dial in even more on the focus of what the color is. And so that's what we're doing every step. So the first S was on site or C,
Sight.
right? Next, you want to swirl the wine, going back to what you want to do. So we opening up the wine. So it's been bottled. This is non-vintage, I believe. Meaning there's no particular year that these grapes were harvested. It is a blend of years possibly.
Beautiful.
So we want to open up the wine, make sure the bouquet, the aromas are open, and then you want to smell it. And obviously that's the next S, right? So sight, swirl, smell, right?
Beautiful.
So now what do you smell?
I was about to say something. And I'm sorry,
Grapes.
You do smell grapes?
Let me be honest with you. I'm gonna try to figure it out. I'm gonna try to get you.
Just one. Some things do smell grapey, like actual grapes, but I'm like, I don't know if I smell grapes on this.
First whiff, I get like a grapey.
I'm looking for a fruit, honestly.
Okay.
Maybe I shouldn't.
That's what I'm
You
looking
could.
for.
I could.
You can look for fruit. I like breaking that up. I'm glad you said it that way, that you honestly didn't want to look for a fruit. Why? Because you thought that was too basic?
Too basic, but simple is best. Is that why you look at it?
I think start with what where you at. Don't reach.
Okay, too far.
You know.
So I'm gonna say it's an apple orchard type of.
You can go apple orchard. What color is the apple?
It's red.
It's a red apple. So then if you want to, what else do you get beyond red apple?
Maybe piney, oaky.
Okay. I'll go with pine over oak. Oak is usually, when people say oak, they usually mean oak like it's been barreled in oak. You mean, like you said first,
Yeah, like-
pine, like it smells like a fresh tree. Like
Because I'll be outside a lot.
Because you be outside.
I'll be outside a
He
lot.
be outside. He be outside, everybody. So he be outside. So because you
Shake, God.
right. So you're not talking about an oak barrel influence.
Yes.
You're talking about literally fishing. You're
Fishing,
in a forest.
nature,
Nature,
forest.
yes.
Beautiful, yes.
So this is different. This pine note that
Pine,
you're picking up. So
Is that
so that's
something?
in the category of earthy notes.
Earthy, yes.
You can go
I would have
earthy.
said that.
Fruity, you went with apple. Earthy, you going with pine. Anything else?
Nah.
Okay.
I don't smell too good. So.
Liquor.
You smell alcohol?
You smell alcohol?
I don't smell alcohol.
First whiff, I do get like a fruity
Smell.
smell to this.
I mean, you know how like when you smell tequila and you go, whoo, like
No,
this,
I
there's
don't
no
smell
way.
that.
Yeah, nah, I don't get
And
that.
that's
I don't
when you
smell
smell alcohol. If you smell it in wine, unless it's a wine that's obviously high in alcohol, like we
Yes.
talked earlier,
This is-
then technically you shouldn't be smelling alcohol. If it gives you that kind of pushback, it's usually a sign of a bad wine or a cheap wine.
Okay, yes.
Unless it's a it's higher in alcohol on purpose, like we mentioned about port wines earlier.
Yes,
et cetera.
we did.
So
We talked
it's
about that.
actually higher in alcohol, so that makes sense if you.
That port, boy.
At $14
Not
bottle.
that port.
That port. Yeah, you
So
pour.
the next S is sip.
Sip.
Okay.
Which I just did, sorry.
Oh, that's good. Go ahead.
Let me do this again. Now, let me ask you this before you. Oh. I'm going to let you go and do that.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, if I was to do that again, would that turn off the. Like, if I go for another wine, do I have to eat something or try something else before I get into this so I can lose this taste?
No. Keep tasting. Even when you're tasting, when y'all come to my event on Saturday,
I'm coming.
when you have, because that's one of our largest tastings. So we open up so many bottles. You're tasting rounds of wine, right? It's actually better for you to be able to keep the last wine in your glass without, oh, let me wash this one out.
Taste the difference.
We usually say if you want to rinse, you would rinse almost like with white wine, just to clear. If you was gonna switch to something else, you don't want to start with like dish soap. Like that's, so don't go clean the glass.
Right.
You want it to already have like a coating or a base.
Right.
It's almost like your mama's skillet. Like where she don't, you better not wash your mama's skillet.
You better
you
not
want that
touch
seasoning.
that.
You want that whole seasoning.
For sure.
So we want the seasoning in the glass already.
We
don't want it sitting literally in here, like just like your mother don't want you to have old food and old, you needed to give it, it's a skill to it. But you will get whipped if you actually put soap.
Don't touch that.
And do the whole thing, So there's like she already knows, she got it on her calendar. She only do it once a season.
Hey, this is cultural differences, please.
Oh yeah, if you don't know, this is what happens with the skillets.
But yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's why I said disclaimer. We're not even old fish oil in there or nothing like that.
Right.
We're talking about
just talking about stuff.
No, just fried chicken. You got to keep it seasoned.
Ooh, I'm hungry.
Wine does that. And the last S is usually spit, because like I said, you're going through rounds of wines at a time. And then obviously we don't want you leaving events drunk. People do, and thinking, especially in America, have drinking to get drunk versus then to experience the wine and enjoy or the cognac or whatever.
Yes.
So I do feel like that's something that we have to kind of, you can still enjoy yourself. Like we sip it now without having like, oh, let me finish a whole bottle by myself. You can enjoy yourself, My man here a vegan, so I know he know what it means to have, self-control. Okay. So,
for sure.
You can be able to like control
like
yourself
said,
instead of
he knows how to Your boy's struggling.
We don't say spit,
like,
we say
swallow this?
Sip, we say savor for those who don't want to spit it out. So that's the 5 S's. So just to recap, the first S was sight. Second S was swirl. Third,
smell.
Yep. Fourth, sip.
Spit.
It's spit.
There you go. Or savor.
That's crazy. Or savor.
Right? So you just keep those in mind. When you're like, oh, I was with the sommelier. Boom.
Yeah.
You gotta say it for me.
Sommelier.
It is.
Sommelier.
Oh yeah. Sommelier.
You from Senegal.
Sommelier.
He's a sommelier. Sommelier. Yeah. So yes. Yeah. So you sitting with the sommelier, and she actually walks you through the steps. That's all you need to know. All the other things is more, let's say, if it's over your head, it doesn't have to be. Let us do our job, we do that. You just want to learn how to do this. Now, again, I always tell people, when I teach you this, don't be hanging out with your boys, with your wife, with your girl, and now you're like, nah, I'm about to sit on this and kind of swirl all day. You deep in thought. You at the bar, like they're like, okay, come on, bro. Like,
you ain't even
let's
supposed to
get
do that with that. That's fair.
The idea really is that maybe when you have the first sip, if someone's pouring you the wine to taste, if you go to a fine dining restaurant, you usually have the sommelier serve you a small amount in a glass, maybe the amount that's in your glass right now.
Yeah.
And then they're expecting you to do what I just said, to give them is the wine, the approval. Like,
yes.
And then you're supposed to say, this is good, thank you. But they're expecting, some people just go taste it and go, yeah, that's good.
It's a way of doing it. I've seen that like, on multiple videos.
I've seen it.
You go through the steps we just said, and then being able to say, and then the rest just drink, like just enjoy it, afterwards. But technically doing that quickly, you don't have to sit there and take notes. Helps you be able to make the decision. And one of the main points is that everyone just drinks the wine versus when you gave me my time there, they didn't swish the wine in their mouth to allow it to aerate as well in your mouth. You want to be able to feel the acid. Acid is basically the same mouthfeel as if you just bit a lemon. So how high of that feeling do you feel with this wine? If it's low or if it's high, right? So imagine water is low or no acid, and then high acid would be lemonade or lemon water, right? So that's what you want to, that's gargling, swish. That's not it.
Swish.
That's not it. That's not it.
Okay, you better edit that. Edit that.
You just want to like rotate.
Okay, so wait a minute.
And then
Come on,
also,
man.
you know why I
Try to take
also
this
know
serious.
you were, because you didn't have enough space, because I don't know if you saw, I actually allowed a little bit of air to get in. You couldn't have opened your mouth.
Yeah, you had like way too much.
You was able to open your mouth while you was doing all that?
No,
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so
You
wait
gotta
a
have
minute.
a little bit.
So you just gotta have a little.
You should be able to.
Yeah.
So you should be able to have just
I'm
enough.
not doing that. I'm over here. I'm gonna look like a toddler. Drizzling over.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, we
we
don't
need you to have the swirl going.
Oh, man.
Swishing it. And you do it basically what you're doing in the glass, but you're trying to repeat that in your mouth. You want to feel if the wine has any tannins. You want to be able to feel that effect. And then that goes back to food pairing. What food would go well with what dish? You make when if something is like gripping, etc. You really want wines that's going to balance with the mouthfeel or the fat balance of the dish. We talk about steak, you know, etc. So a lot of that is a formula. Like we're all doing like fast calculations or sometimes slow when we are making a decision when what to pair with what. And some of it may be like, okay, here's a cheat code. I already know if this grape or if this region is going to be high acid or whatever, then you already know what's easy for you to be able to kind of like eat with it. And it should be pretty good.
Okay.
And, I mean, what grows together is the easiest one. Like obviously you're eating French food, drink French wine.
Right.
More specifically, if you're having wine from a particular region in France, a dish, you know, you want to pair that. Same thing with the cheese.
Yes.
Same thing, Italy, right? Italian wine, and you making lasagna, right?
Spaghetti.
Chicken riggies is from Utica, so I don't know what to say. This is not Italian, but I do
that
think
is not
there
one
is.
of those from Italy, right?
Yeah, but I think that there is a connection, right? Because it is from rigatoni, right? This is the,
it is
it
rigatoni.
is, yeah. So you can
And this is
still
a
be able
blend
to
of sauces and
yeah. So I think there is
cheese.
something. There's definitely wines that can pair with it, but maybe you don't have to go the traditional route of going with an Italian wine,
Right.
Since it's a kind of like a remix version of what they would have in Italy, right?
Yeah,
So yeah, that's like a. I hope that was a good like overview.
Nah, that was beautiful. I want to know this too,
That
though.
was a good education session right there.
Yeah, that was everything I needed. I'm not gonna do the swishy thing then because I embarrassed myself.
But you're aware, like, at least you're aware.
But you're aware now, though.
Huh? What
You
say?
aware?
Oh yeah,
You
I'm
know
aware of
why
it now.
it
Yeah,
happens.
I'm very happy. I'm gonna practice that by myself,
Okay.
not in front of people. But do you have a specific place on where your favorite wines come from?
Well, right now, I think there's something about being geeked out about wherever I just left. And I just told you guys I just got back in town from New York, but that's 'cause I just flew in from Germany. So I've been there for the last 2.5 weeks.
Okay. How was that?
It was great. I have a team member that works with me on some of my projects based in Berlin. So I tend to go. I was there last April. I was back in Berlin this April. And then I flew to Western Germany to where most of the wine regions are located. I was there, shout out to the German Wine Collection. I was with them. They brought me out to come evaluate some of their wines that they bring into the country. It's led by this boss woman based in San Diego. She's killing she's trying to make sure everyone become believer and like the future of German wines. And I feel like she's officially baptized me. And don't worry, this is the communion. So I get to use a lot of church and religious references.
I understand.
So in this case, I felt like now I'm drinking the Kool-Aid basically, right?
I'm bringing people
I'm
here.
excited to have those wines here at the shop.
Yes.
That's a lot of the work that I do. I think what I describe myself is like, or have people have described me as actually a wine evangelist. When you prophesize about the wines, places that you've actually been, come back, share that with other people. That's what this store is about, you know? So it's me being able to kind of spread the good word in a cool way where it's like, okay, I just got back from Germany. I'm geeked out about these wines.
Yes.
Here's my newsletter. Here's the next, wine drop. We have a
Yes.
wine subscription
Yes.
that I get to go even further in. I'm like, what Cha's drinking right now? All right, you want to drink with me? Here's our 3 wines with wine cheese paired with it. And then people get to geek out with us for like all-in-one cost, right? So it kind of takes out the mystery too. Like, I'm here, I don't know what to pick. People love that experience and we still want folks to do that. But the wine subscription is where I actually put wines that's not on the shelf because I can like, what am I into like right now?
Right.
And people already prepaid for it, right? So I
Right.
literally can be like, all right, boom, we got more orders. That's perfect. And I just got back from Germany. I'm definitely putting a complete German wine box together.
Yes.
So right now,
Great marketing.
Riesling from upstate New York. originally from Germany. So I think I'm happy to have made that connection.
Wow.
It's almost like going to the birthplace, knowing that I have all the access to German Riesling right here in upstate New York at the Finger Lakes.
Yes.
And some award-winning Rieslings right here that, and that's one of the main reasons why I came up to Syracuse too, is because beyond being an alum of Syracuse University, I wanted to be able to open up I want to be close enough to where it's being made. Like I want to be, I want to be tapped in.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to be in New York City. You're too far away from like what's in the glass.
Okay.
Our job is about service.
Okay.
Or if you want to cool kids, you obviously throwing wine parties on rooftops and all the things.
Yes.
But the focus on the maker is not as important compared to when you're in wine regions. Everything is about how things are made, right? What was the weather that vintage? And, and you get to have more of that conversation with the consumer because the wine lover is also looking for that kind of information. Mm-hmm. When you're in a restaurant and you in, Harlem, at the end of the day, people want to know what's good, what's going on with my food,
yes,
right?
Absolutely.
It's not so much about, I heard 2017 was a rainy year. Do you have anything from 2021? Like you may have certain establishments where you have that type of clientele, but I would say that more than likely in wine countries, more people are coming for that type of, be tapped in on that way.
Yes.
So that's what I appreciate too.
Oh man, you seem like you have a great passion for this.
Yeah.
So educated.
I moved to.
Yes. I was just about to ask that. Good question.
I moved to Italy in 2010. I was there for my MBA. I didn't go to Italy for wine, but when I was there, I always say it was like a souvenir of my experience. Mm-hmm. I like calling wine part of like the Holy Trinity. When you're there, you have to learn about pasta, pizza, and wine, for sure.
Yeah.
You could throw cheese in there, of course. But I think that's where you leave with like you just want this part of your life all the time. Right. And then when you come back to America, people treat you like you were alky. It was kind of like weird. It's like, yo, what's up with her? She out there drinking wine at 10 a.m. Yeah. Wow, she's on the edge. Like,
I need to be a part of that life.
Like, what's
that
going
might
on?
Be an alky.
So I'm telling people I really wanted the day drink. Like that was what it was. I came back and was like, day drinking wasn't a hashtag. It was like a lifestyle of like what we were doing in Italy. And it was socially acceptable. Mm. And then I recognized in it, coming back to the States, there was something that we missed going back to talking about Americans drinking to get drunk. That wasn't what we was doing at 10 a.m.
Right.
We were like, you get to have a glass of white wine and have it with your lunch. And then next thing you know, you have another glass later on. So it was very casual and you very much I enjoyed that lifestyle in the culture that was wrapped around wine.
Culture, yes.
And I think that was something where I was like, I want to be able not only to get further deep into this, but I also want to share that with others. And so that's when I started my wine pop-up series called The Communion, which is what the store is named after. And I really just wanted to share that where, I guess if you want to call it, wine pop-up, dinner series, social clubs, all these terms that, everyone used, but that's really what it was. And that was in 2017 is when I actually kind of started.
Oh, man. So your goal before that, you didn't at all think you would be in this position with No.
I went to Syracuse University for civil engineering. Okay. And I worked as a project manager for construction management. I built retail, luxury retail spaces.
So. Oh, that's nice.
Yep. So
are you happy with the choices you made jumping into the wine?
I'm still in retail. Yeah. So I think there's something to say there.
Yeah.
So I think that, like they say, there's no coincidences when it comes to God, right? You plant the seed, you decided to show up fully for yourself in that moment. And when I was ready to make a transition, I went down that route. And here I am with a retail shop. I've been in retail, I would say, all my life. I even worked at the Gap in Destiny when it was Carousel Mall when I was here.
What year? I probably ran into you then.
No, you didn't run into me.
I'm not.
You didn't run into me.
We was out here.
Okay. All right. Well, I was in college and I was right here working in retail for Gap. And I think that when I look at everything, I worked in a supermarket, New York City, we got all all the poppies own all of the Mets, the Associates.
Yeah.
We have these particular, the Key Foods. These are particular, like, the hood, the neighborhood supermarkets in New York City. So I was like working at 3 of them at one point at the same time. Just out here, hustling. This is New York City life, you know.
Sure.
Somebody's pushing weight, I'm pushing grits. You know, somebody, this is whatever it is. And now I'm pushing wine, you know. So it's almost like, you know.
That's where you got your swirl from.
Yeah.
Look at the flick of the wrist. That's it. So you started recognizing that. Again, none of this was a coincidence.
No.
I've been in the game talking about, you know, how to sell, how to create a good customer experience from as a teenager is my point. And then to now having my own retail shop, I feel like is a full, you know, 180, but 360 in the same way, where it's kind of back to self after working in engineering and building spaces for a living. So I worked for Saks, Lord & Taylor, and Gilt Group. So I used to build all the Lord & Taylors. I did renovation here at the mall. Michael Kors fit outs. Kate Spade.
You getting to it.
Yeah. That's what I did for a
Celebrity
living.
friend. Just want y'all to know that.
But that's what I did. And I feel like there is something that makes you feel like, oh, okay, this was all on purpose, you know.
Yes.
When people come in like, this feels great. I'm like, I've been building retail spaces for 6 years under some large corporate company with $1 million budgets.
Yes.
I know when colors, what people respond to.
Yes.
I know what you know, you study it. There's another thing to study as far as engineering. There's another thing to actually see and understand how to make it all work for yourself.
Becomes you.
Yeah. And I think that's when you see how people respond to the store. It's been, you know, people like, oh, this don't feel like something I would find in Syracuse. Whether that's good or bad, I hope that I'm now part of the renaissance of what's happening in upstate New York. Where if you feel that way, then now you won't say that no more, right? Because now you'll go, oh, I went to this store. You can be in New York City and go, oh, this is like the store I have up in Syracuse.
Right.
So now it's the opposite. You don't have to actually feel like this is not for upstate. So that goes back to being part of the community and the future of upstate too.
Yes. Well, we've been going on for a minute and we can talk all day because I probably have more questions, but definitely more than proud. And I know I don't know you enough to say this, but I'm proud of you. Like just being a fan of the wine game, but seeing you do it.
Yeah.
Oh, and being so close to it. And it's right here in Syracuse.
Yeah.
People don't even know.
Right here is like crazy.
I mean, people know. I just didn't know, you know.
I think there's something about how upstate shops.
That's true.
And we could talk on that. So this your people, this your family.
No, because
I think there is a lot, whether it's people,
I think people like myself and like Ed, you know what I'm saying, would love to be here. It's just more or less the word of mouth and what people choose to do on certain times, or where people choose to go, or they don't know. They just don't know sometimes. And definitely we have a job. I now feel like I'm obligated to tell more people about this. This is beautiful. Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, for sure.
Definitely.
There is a lot to say about two parts of that. What I opened on for those who don't know, the communion is located in the State Tower building on South Warren Street in Syracuse.
Yes.
We are in a commercial space on a pedestrian street. I looked at it, this pedestrian street, like, oh, in New York City, this would be prime.
Yeah.
You can literally give a whole block party right there. This is like, so I picked that knowing that. But guess what?
Understanding.
Upstate, not understanding about upstate.
Yeah.
Everyone drives.
Yes.
So if they don't see you, they literally like, I drove by trying to find you. And I'm like, and you kept driving. Like,
park the car.
Yeah, like you have to. So I started realizing, like, oh, this is not. So I would say, in all honesty, I think that's where we're suffering the most. Is not whether, you know, whether it's black folks, whoever, wine lovers, whoever's interested in coming, even if they know about us, it's because they just don't park the car.
Right.
And I feel like that literally is the biggest thing. I mean, we got DoorDash and everything. You can order from home.
What?
Still, people probably just don't order. And I think that it's really because I looked at it as a New Yorker, like someone from New York City who was used to walking and being on a pedestrian street where people was going to be able to walk back and forth.
Yes.
We can be able to give things in front. But if people are not walking and they're just driving around around the building or around the street that we're on, they literally don't know what's going on this side. So that's something that I could definitely say as, you know, again, prime real estate, location. When you're a small business, being able to know how people move, you know, me looking at like downtown Syracuse, people literally live in this building that we're in, people live in the area, and you think that's enough for people to pick up. I can tell you that is not enough.
Right.
Another thing is that, you know, we try to have enough range for prices. A lot of people walk past and go, oh, that place look expensive. I mean, we got wines that's $18 and we got whiskeys that's $90, right? But I think there's something about just looking in and people thinking, oh, it's expensive because it looked nice. So then that's unfortunate too. Like, it don't cost to walk in.
No.
Just walk in and come look at yourself.
Catch a vibe. Because I think you would definitely catch a vibe by just walking, and if you're here, they'll probably even wouldn't be more happy because like, you have a good personality for people. I'm pretty sure you would introduce them to them. I feel well educated after.
Just
like, you know.
I'm ready for the exam now.
You feel me? Yeah,
Syracuse is weird too. Syracuse is weird. I've been here since 2013. I've been living here since 2013.
Damn, that long, bro?
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah, but it seemed like you get certain like influences of people in your spot, then people start flocking.
That's going back to what you were saying too, like about like, you know, being a celebrity in order to, where in New York City,
it's none of that.
Got what I want. I need rosé. I'm walking in the store, I'm buying rosé.
Yeah.
I don't even know the
I don't
owner.
care about
I don't care about the vibe. I need to get wine. Like, you know, there's no,
that's what this though right here.
all the things about where you from. You weren't, like, people say, oh, I went there and you weren't there. I'm like, well, I was in Germany. I can't be in Germany and here. I'm going to Germany, tasting wine, and I'm bringing the wine back so I can order.
Business.
Because those are the reasons why you come to the shop. So I can't be at the shop and do the things that you love about me, right? I can't be on Netflix filming and it also be
high on the hog. High on the hog.
I can't be in.
So too.
Right. You understand what I'm saying? Like all the things that you, that a consumer, that someone is following us, thinks so great about me. I can't be out there doing all those amazing things and physically be here selling you the wine every day. So I also recognize that we're in New York City. If you're my local shop and your wine's good, I go in, I don't need to know who the owner is. I just be like, oh, it's in my price range. They got what I'm looking for.
I need that.
They got, you know, I'm looking for black-owned winemakers. Y'all got some? Perfect. Good. Let me see the options. This is what I want to take. You know, you got sweet red wine? Bam, got you. Let me go get that. Tried it. It was good. I'm coming back. You know, we're not looking for, we got to know the owner's dog, you know, all that.
They like that around here, man.
And
He burnt twice.
Like that
Let him
everybody
in.
keeps saying, oh, it's relationship based. To sell $20? I was like, wow, you got to know where I live. And this is getting this is getting personal. So I do recognize, I respect it, but it's also something I recognize that is something I'm not used to. And I opened with a mindset, obviously, as a person from New York City, and also working with retailers who have big brands. Like I just said, if a Michael Kors or a Zara or something opened up, you know how many people be feeling like, no one comes to downtown. Put a Zara on downtown.
Oh, it's going to fly.
It's going to be crazy.
I said, give me enough money to open a Wingstop.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
what? My boy come from here to be like, yo, I'm gonna stop at Wingstop before I come to your crib.
If I put a Wingstop on South Salina, the whole South Salina have a line. It will be popping all day.
Right.
Put a Zara there. And I'm saying, do they want to come here? That's one thing. But those brands, those companies. But I think there's something to say about, you don't know the owner of Wingstop.
Right.
You don't know the owner of Zara.
Right.
You put one of the brands that they feel like, you know, then everybody flocks exactly to it. So that is the hard part of being a small business owner.
Yes, it is.
I think one of the main things right now, as I'm reconnecting with, you know, I haven't been on social media active lately, but I wanted to make sure that I'm telling the truth and being very transparent.
Yes.
Also about my experience. People see all this and like hear all the things you say and they're like, yo, you know, I'm like,
they love that.
This is
like society.
a lot of work.
Yeah.
Right now, like, you know, the Black Excellence hashtag and, you know, being an entrepreneur is popping right now. You know, like we flipping 5 houses at the same time. You know, my cousin to hook up. We buying $1 homes between Baltimore, Syracuse, and Detroit.
No, that's true.
But that's the vibe right now. And I'm here for it. But no one's talking about the people that's doing that, how much work it takes for them to do that. How much money, what it took for them to get the loan to even get those homes. You don't see that part.
No.
You just see it when it's flipped and they sold it, right? And I feel like that part.
That needs to be spoken about.
I'm trying my best. Wine sounds cool and sexy. It's a lot of work. People hear you in Germany. My ass was up at 6 a.m. every day.
Oh my God.
Get on the bus. I was the last one on the bus every day. I felt bad. And the only black person. I was like, oh God, get me up earlier.
Here we go again.
I can't.
Come on. This is the third day.
Hey, I'm trying to get my time zones adjusted.
Got to excuse shades on. Like, look,
Yeah.
you got one more time to talk
I
about.
had the hood on. I was like, trying to get on this bus. I'm trying to get God. Please work with me, please.
That's the worst. Adjusting to the time zone is a real
I'm
thing.
like, I'm tired. I've been here a week. I'm still can't make it happen. And I swear to you, go there and you represent for more than just you is what you
Absolutely.
realize. So when you in these places and you up early, people are like, oh my God, how was your trip? I'm like, girl, exhausting.
Right.
And people are like, what? I'm like, yeah, I mean, what you want me to say? I was tasting wine since 9 a.m. like nonstop to 9 p.m. Like there's no.
You don't get tired of that part though.
You do get tired. Your body gets.
I mean, it's fine. Oh, I know that.
Your body is like, bro.
I mean, as far as like, I never want to do this again type.
No, I think there's parts of me that want to like, for the first time, I think in my career, I recently had deaths in my family. So I actually took, I basically fast. I didn't drink any alcohol.
Okay.
It wasn't something I went on Facebook and say, hey, everybody, guys, I'm going on a, non-alcohol, moment. I think,
do that.
But I do, that was for me. I realized weeks after weeks, of course, grieving, recognizing that, if I'm not working, wine is part of my job.
Right.
Rarely do I go out to drink because I've drank already.
Right.
For work.
Right.
So for me, it's actually the opposite. When I'm out, I try to probably go the opposite direction. Maybe if I do drink, I try to have a cocktail or something, something different because I'm already drinking wine so much.
Cocktail of choice. If you today. Straight.
It's spring. I feel like French 75 is usually my vibe right now.
What is that?
French 75.
Let me stop this.
French 75. So I think that, we get into it, but it's a wine cocktail, so you do have champagne in it, so it allows you to have that kind of connection.
No, because it sounds something I need to try.
It sounds expensive. But I do think if I'm not drinking at all, I'm down for that too. Mm-hmm. So I do tend to have more whether it's kombucha or some type of carbonated tea or something else that would be able to allow me to feel like I'm drinking something fancy that don't have to be alcohol based.
Okay.
And I think that's something I really want to encourage for other people too. You can always say this is enough, especially after I just finished going over a week of German wines, easy. When I come back, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm
wind
good.
Down.
Yeah. Also, just making sure that you know your body, looking at yourself, being able to be like, okay, I'm not operating, I'm not functioning how I want to. So,
yes.
So I think there is something about you checking back in with you. And obviously I sell wine and spirits, so I'm not telling people to not drink. I think it's more about you learning yourself and being able to incorporate moderation when needed. So.
Talk about that all the time. I was just talking about that yesterday on Instagram.
Really?
Yeah, with food.
Oh, okay.
The thing they gotta consume. We gotta eat 3 meals a day. Somebody told you.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner when you really don't need to. Like somebody was asking me that about losing weight. I know my body enough. I know what I can eat to gain weight. I know what I can eat to. I want to drop 10 pounds next month. I want to. I know that.
Right.
But people be thinking that, they can't do. I gotta eat pizza, a whole box.
No, you don't.
I can't just go get.
No, you don't.
I gotta eat a whole box of
First
pizza.
of all,
you don't.
My chubby behind. I'm getting bloated
Not
at
chubby.
the first bite.
Not a grown man.
Trying to grow me.
Man, my mother called me thick a couple
Your mother
months
called you
ago.
thick? That sound like Miss
I
Brown.
had my shirt off. You like, boy, you're getting thick. I said, yo, ma, don't call me thick, man. I love you, but you don't call me thick no more.
Crazy.
All in the midsection. Don't judge me. She's thick. That's what she said. I'm just being honest, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, yeah.
What wines do y'all drink? You did say you like.
Pinot Noir.
Okay, that's what I was looking for. Something more specific. Pinot Noir.
So I have this drink it's called New Age. Are you familiar with it?
That's a producer.
Yeah.
So what's
so it's more or less. It's almost
country?
like a port.
Oh, it is? Okay.
It's kind of like a port. It is. It's like red.
Okay.
They have a red and a white.
Okay.
But it is kind of. It's not as strong as the ones we've talked about. It's more light, but it's got that poppy type to it. That's what port has, right? Like a fizz to it. Am I
No.
bugging? Not strong, but that's
No fizz.
no.
Port wines is like, you know.
He watching the Knicks game over there, and I'm over here copping.
Oh,
watching him.
no.
He throwing sick. He over there.
No, the Knicks is on. Well, we'll
You know what I'm saying?
be able to tap in.
But yes, again, thank you mad much for having us
yes.
here.
I got a question too, because I just started my like 9 months in my lock journey. She got the locks,
Okay.
and like the other day I was thinking like, what does my lock journey mean to me? And like as my hair growing is maturing, like I'm growing more. with
Okay.
it. Like when I first started, I was like, yo, I wanna do this because it ain't a lot of people in the rooms that I be in. They be looking like a black man or a black man in general, but then they don't be having locks and stuff like that either.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They be like more, if it do be somebody black, it'd be a dude with some clean cut, I mean, fade or whatever. So I was thinking, I started, I was like, as my wisdom grow and all that, I want my hair to grow. You know what I'm saying? As it's growing, it's just going and all that is coming together. What does your lock journey mean to you?
No one's ever asked me that question. So, yeah, I mean, I think I originally latched onto like the identity of Lauryn Hill. People literally said I sound like her when I was young. Like, this is pre-locks, you know. So I was like, oh yeah, I mean, she's a whole vibe. So I just attached myself to like how I thought of her, you know, dark skin, beautiful.
Absolutely.
Her in most of my hair is freshly done now, but usually if you catch me, it's usually just curly and out and doing whatever I want to do. So I think for me, it means freedom. You know, I wanted to be flexible, and I think that's what I saw in Lauryn Hill, whether it's from how my girl L Boogie spits, you already know. It's funny how...
Now we're gonna catch you on that one. I feel like you're gonna give us an Instagram rap.
That's exactly what I was not trying to embody when I decided. I started my lock journey 10 years ago. I think it was more about, like, my godmother had locks my whole life. She actually said she started them, like, I guess the year I was born.
Okay.
So I think I have that kind of connection with her too. And then my brother has locks, and people think that we're twins. So it also helps with this kind of like identity with my family. Now, basically me, my brother, and my two younger sisters, all of us have locks, which is interesting. So now it means more than just like freedom. I also thought about like flexibility. That was the reason why 10 years ago I did it. I was traveling so much. 2014, I was in 6 countries and worked a corporate job, which sounds wild.
Yes.
You only got 2 weeks off. People
my
are like,
gosh.
what kind of craziness was this? And I was like, yo, I'm tired of doing my hair. Like, I got like these hair
No, that makes
appointments.
sense. Heck
I'm
yeah.
in foreign countries. They don't got the products for my hair.
Right.
I was already natural, but then I said I'm gonna decide to go, you know, if I wanted to grow my hair out and stay natural, I knew that I couldn't maintain a fro if I'm in Italy today and Brazil next month. So I need to be able to do something that I can be able to fix up and hook up myself real quick and still look fresh. So so it went from freedom to flexibility to now it means family. But thank you for asking.
That's beautiful.
No doubt.
I love that.
No doubt. Good.
It's dope.
Yeah, man, that was an awesome conversation, man.
Yeah, I feel amazing from them 2 glasses of wine.
I feel amazing.
I feel, this whole ambiance gives me a
whole
good
thing.
feel. I just love the vibe I get in here, you know what I'm saying? And I can't wait to come here on Saturday,
Give me a
2 to 4. I am gonna come here.
Yeah, we're gonna have a spread. We're gonna have things out.
Yes, and I encourage more people to come too.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna post it on my Instagram and
As you should. We got
my Snap because I know this won't come out until after that.
Oh, okay.
So maybe we can talk about what you got going on after that. Do you have
I
something
did
else?
ask about the summer party, which is the
Summer
rooftop party. So
Rooftop party.
this is probably be out before July, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So that party probably come out. The information for it will be out soon, and then we'll be promoting for that. That's one of our
Okay, so
bigger
we'll keep y'all
events
stay tuned for that
July.
summer party.
Yeah.
Yes. I definitely appreciate
Like
it.
if you love rooftops.
Yeah, I feel like I will enjoy myself. Huh?
You do events, private parties?
Yeah, at Space, huh?
Oh, you do?
We might have 2 people.
Small event.
Today's episode is sponsored by Slice Pizzeria. Slice Pizzeria is located at 2007 Genesee Street, Utica, New York.
Would you like that?
That's why I was like, okay, I'm gonna be back this week because it's graduation week in Syracuse, and we got like 3 parties to do. So we're definitely doing private parties as well.
That being said, we definitely want to collab then in some type of capacity, so we can
bring your people here. Let's do it.
For sure.
Utica, we ain't gonna have them damn greens though.
I don't eat the greens. We're gonna bring you something.
I know they good though.
Have Miss Brown cook me some up.
We make the real greens.
Okay, good.
My boy in the back over there, he's a cook
yeah,
for sure.
he
He get
cook.
down.
Oh, okay. From
give-
Utica too?
Yeah, he give it up.
Okay, not the greens. Leave the greens.
Doing that.
The greens. Yeah.
Those is valid.
The real mac and cheese. I told y'all, stay
Baked.
stay with my mac and cheese.
cheese.
Oh my goodness.
Can we give it
Well,
up?
thanks for having me, guys.
Yes, I love it. I love the establishment. You're doing a great job.
Thanks for having us.
I can't wait to tell the kids about you because that's what I'm looking
Kids,
to do.
21 and over.
But you know what I mean?
Not,
We got daughters.
not
Drake? Hey Drake, my bad, bro.
No.
If you want to sponsor,
There goes our chance.
we missed it. So Kendrick, I'm saying. Nah, but
We ain't getting to none of that. That's all what's going on right now.
right?
The battle,
How you liking it?
the Knicks.
Real quick.
I mean,
Real quick. Let's
Who you
get-
got winning? Who you did you listen to him? All of them?
Kendrick?
You got Kendrick?
Oh, yeah.
right.
Money on
You got
Kendrick.
Kendrick, too?
And I'm waiting for like J.
Got it
Cole
neck
to
and neck.
do like a surprise. Like,
Because first of
you
all,
thought
I
I
think
was
Joe-
out.
I
I'm back.
think-
I think he got like, I feel like he's like waiting around, contemplating.
He might get
He's
on the team with the
meditating
Knicks.
over it. I think, you think he's done?
Yeah.
I still got
J.
J.
Cole's
Cole
somewhere in the
being the
trees.
best out of the three personally because his album was phenomenal. I hate that he jumped out of
Yeah,
it.
he jumped out the
I
window.
know.
I hate
He
that.
jumped out the window.
I'm sorry, but that's just my
He jumped
opinion.
out the window.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
Apologize. I was like, God damn, J. Cole.
Yeah.
I don't even want
was
to accept
excited.
it for real. But,
Exactly.
but that Metro Boom beat, I don't know, Metro Boom is now leaving beats on Twitter. Did you hear this?
I heard
doing
the
the
I
BBA
heard the
Drake
beat,
challenge.
the BBL beat. You talking
Yes.
about? That beat is fire. First of
really?
all, the beat is crazy.
Is that okay? Well, I didn't hear
Would
it.
it be
So
dope if Drake hops on the beat and does a track?
Yo, that would be crazy.
Somebody got to.
That would be crazy. That would be
I
crazy.
mean, he's a troll.
Yeah, he is.
He's trolling petty like that.
Yo, honestly, that whole thing for me was like
I'm
great
still,
entertainment.
because someone asked me why he's telling to drop and give him 50. I feel like he's trolling for 50 to jump in.
Well,
And that's the
No,
last
because
person you want
it
to
was like a triple entendre with it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
somebody got to
supposedly
explain
he-
that to me because I'm like, no, leave 50 out. Let's
Yeah,
not
nah,
say
because 50 gonna be the pettiest man of
in everything.
He's
In
the pettiest.
Yeah.
Right. I was like, that's the last person we want to jump in. So stop saying 50. Like,
Right.
like,
There was
please.
a video of him doing push-ups.
Oh, that's why he's
Him doing
saying.
push-ups, doing 50, but also his man or his label he used to be signed to.
They saying he
they take
he bullying.
taking 50% of.
Got it. Okay.
What is
I'm
it?
like, because
Top
someone
dog?
explain, because I'm
Top
like,
dog.
please don't let it be about 50
top dog,
because
he
we
is
don't
top
want him
dog.
involved.
So
Okay.
that's what he's saying.
Thank you. I appreciate that clarity because I was like, this is too much. Please leave
Like,
50
I
cent.
love it all.
Yeah, I
Hip hop.
appreciated the trolling.
We talking
the
about
bars, all
hip
of
hop
it.
more.
So,
You know what I mean? That guy is talking about hip hop a lot more right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
The
That's-
whole
That's what I
Oh,
like.
yeah, that's what you want.
That's what I like.
yeah.
I
For
mean,
sure.
it's the same thing about basketball. I mean, to be honest, I don't know if I've watched playoffs in a while. I mean, beyond the fact that the Knicks is part of it, but that's what women's basketball just set us up for
Yo,
this
man.
moment. Like,
I'm
to
proud
be
of the women's
honest,
basketball.
The women's basketball let us here too, and
Yeah.
And
I guess people
Honestly,
for this season, of
Yes,
course.
for
I'm not
this season.
saying like always,
but I
but
want to
this
say
year
this too.
they playing harder.
Them rookies that y'all was talking about that do think they can't play with
Yeah, they
them
like
vets.
that. They like that.
They are all the way. I've been watching the preseason.
Oh, you talking about the WNBA?
Oh my gosh!
yeah, yeah. I just seen her.
Like, we need to get some
Oh,
tickets to
good.
go to them games.
I
That's
bought
what we
tickets.
need.
That's what we need to do.
Bonus.
Did you go to Albany to go watch?
I did because
Nah,
my
I didn't
dumb
go.
behind didn't
I didn't
even
go.
pay attention that it was in
I didn't
Albany.
go, but I did get tickets to Chicago Sky.
Oh, you did?
And the Liberty.
Word.
Brianna Stewart from Syracuse.
You got everybody in
And
here.
Reese. I mean,
And Shorty the Tart from South
one.
Carolina.
South Carolina.
Yeah.
I watched the women's basketball more than college men's basketball this whole year, and probably more than NBA.
See, now we're gonna get to a whole
But
other
that's what I'm
conversation.
saying.
We gotta get out of here.
We all
we
get
gonna
out.
talk.
Yeah.
We
We
gonna
gonna
talk
let it go.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just want to make sure because this is a moment in time.
Yes,
the
it
Knicks
is.
are up.
We out here.
The Knicks is up. Let's make sure.
I hope this ain't short lived either. The Knicks is up.
The Knicks
is up.
The Knicks is up.
Tyrese,
And now we.
Come on, man.
Gosh.
come on, man.
That fast. See that? See
Come
how
on, man.
fast that worked?
Good luck.
Oh, man, my stomach hurt. All right. I guess we're going.
I guess we gotta leave.
Yeah.
This was fun.
No,
Yo,
this
we
is awesome.
It really feel like We got an extended family member up here. This was
Aw.
a conversation.
This is beautiful.
We thank you.
You know, I've been destined to do the podcast.
So
So
yeah.
I'm happy to have. I haven't had one here yet. So you guys
No, I
just
hope
made
it's
sure,
motivation
like,
for you because you got the
yeah,
personality
we
for
gonna
sure.
make sure more happen here for sure. So.
Absolutely.
We gonna tap in on that. We're gonna do a 2BPO event and P event here.
Yes.
Like that.
Yeah, we're gonna get it done.
Well, tell everybody if you don't have, on Instagram or on our website,
Yes.
you can find all our information about the upcoming events. So
Yes.
The Communion, so TheCommUnion
Yes.
.life, LIFE. You can check our events calendar, see what's coming up. And you can always just go to our Instagram page, which is _, on IG. So
That's
And
dope.
give us your IG.
Cha, CHA _² SQUARED.
Yes, tap in, please.
Tap
We're
in.
gonna make sure we tap into that more and more.
yeah.
Shout you out as much as possible.
Thank you, guys.
We love it.
Definitely.
Cheers.
Cheers. Salute.
You got some in there?
He ain't got
Not empty glass.
Yeah, man, but yo, that was a show.
Appreciate
Great
you.
show. Appreciate Cha McCoy for tapping in with 2BPO.
Salute. Peace and love.
So that was great interview. I mean, check out that show on Netflix.
High on a Hog.
Oh, wait.
I
Season
keep
2.
forgetting. I'm gonna go watch.
Nah, because you gotta catch it.
I'm
I ain't High on a Hog. Season 2, she said season 2, episode 2. I have to watch season 2 as well, but season 1 is phenomenal. Watch that first because you really will appreciate it.
But you don't need to. It's not connected. Like, you don't have to watch season 1 to get season 2.
Yeah,
That's true. You don't have to.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, make sure people know that you can watch
that
it.
mac and cheese. That shit. Fucking up.
That's right.
We could
Yeah.
figure it out.
I'm at Blackshear. Want to have 2BPOV.
I'm G Brown, aka G.
I mean, it's a Cha McCoy.
Yes.
Union.
The communion.
See you
Wines
next
and
time.
spirits. Peace.
Dad, we're almost there.